Storyteller and video creator Jack Neel, the founder of the FYP channel, has brought us a whole bunch of cool and interesting facts that could interestingly actually save your life one day. Knowing what to do if you fall off the edge of a subway platform and onto the tracks is just the tip of the iceberg. We all are familiar with life's main indispensable safety rules. However, sometimes we find ourselves facing an unexpected situation that makes us feel confused and at a loss for what to do. So don't forget to watch today's video to the very end for some mind-blowing facts that can save your life someday. But before we begin, we request you to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to never miss another upload of ours. Having said that, let's jump right in. Number 15. You can ask Siri to call an ambulance for you in an emergency. In 2016, the mother of a 1-year-old girl in Australia saw her daughter turning blue from her baby monitor. She immediately rushed to perform CPR to her, but on the way dropped her phone on the ground. However, she remembered that she could use Siri and shouted, "Hey Siri, call an ambulance." Siri called the paramedics, and the mother communicated with them by telling them her address. The paramedics arrived and restored the little girl's breathing. The mother later sent a letter to Apple to thank the company for inventing Siri, who saved her daughter. Number 14. Eliminate blind spots when driving by correctly adjusting your car's mirrors. Adjust the side mirrors in such a way as to be barely able to see the edge of your car. This rearrangement will help you eliminate any blind spots in the side zones. Position your rearview mirror so as to always be able to see any car that comes up behind you. To ensure the mirror readjustment's effectiveness, do it directly from the driver's seat. Some modern cars now have what is known as mirror memory. It allows you to position your mirrors perfectly and then save their position into the car's memory. You can then return your mirrors to the exact same position with a push of the button. This is particularly useful if you share your car with someone else who requires the mirrors to be in different positions. Number 13. Always carry anti-allergy and histamine pills. You never know when an allergic reaction might strike. Make sure to always have anti-allergy drugs at hand. This could prove crucial in helping yourself or others, even more so if you're planning on going camping or preparing for a long trip. Number 12. Upbeat music slows down your reflectors. Who doesn't listen to music while driving? Well, we're not trying to tell you to stop listening to music altogether, but to just stay away from upbeat, loud music that makes you want to jump. Based on a study, people who drove while listening to upbeat music showed an increased heart rate, which is a deadly mix while behind the wheel. These people seem to concentrate more on the music than on the road. However, the study showed that listening to music you don't like can also have negative effects on your driving. This music can cause irritation, stress, and distraction, and therefore make you reckless. Also, the study found that despite the belief that classical music calms people's nerves, people who drove while listening to it were reckless and erratic. Finally, the study concludes that the best music to listen to should match each person's heart rate, which is somewhere between 60 to 80 beats per minute. Number 11. Do not remove a sharp object from a wound. Medical experts say that under no circumstances should you remove a knife or any other sharp object from a wound. As long as the knife stays in the wound, it prevents bleeding, possibly the most dangerous consequence of any stabbing. What you should do is try to minimize the bleeding even further as you wait for medical help to arrive. Number 10. If someone points a gun at you, you should maintain eye contact. Having to deal with an armed person is one of the most terrifying ideas that pass through anyone's mind. However, as hard as it may sound, keeping close eye contact with the gunman is the best thing to do. Looking at them straight in the eyes will make them feel uncomfortable and even feel bad for what they are doing. Even if they wanted to steal from you, they might walk away because they are embarrassed and not take anything from you. Remember that the person on the other side is still a human being and only feels stronger because they're holding a weapon. Number 9. Always carry a powerful flashlight. Personal safety experts recommend this simple gadget as an effective weapon in case of stalking or a sudden ambush. If you notice a suspicious-looking person who is clearly preparing to attack you, shine a powerful flashlight directly into his or her face. As a result, your adversary will be temporarily disoriented, allowing you to make an escape. Number 8. If you're being followed, turn right 4 times. If you've been driving for a long time and you continue to see the same car behind you even though you've taken a few turns, it's possible that you're being followed. The best advice you can follow is to stay calm and turn right 4 times in a row. This will result in you getting back to where you were and if the other car is still behind you. there is now no doubt that they are after you. If that's the case, try to get to a noisy road with lots of people around, and maybe then they'll leave you alone. Number 7. Always carry documents. Make sure to always carry some ID papers on your person. These documents should include medical information, such as your blood type, allergic reactions, etc. This way, if something unexpected occurs, even a complete stranger will be able to offer you quick and effective assistance. Don't forget a list of personal contacts as well. Phone numbers of people that need to be alerted in case of an emergency. Number 6. Rules of conduct in case of fire. All too often, when faced with a never-before-experienced crisis, we tend to freeze up and do nothing to save ourselves. That is why survival specialists advise you to always check out the emergency exit map in any building you happen to frequent. Best to do it beforehand and not wait for a possible emergency to occur. Number 5. You can use sanitary pads to dress large wounds. During World War II, a woman named Kimberly Clark developed slew cotton, a material that could absorb very large quantities of blood. Using this, she created bandages for soldiers. After the war, this new invention was used to create sanitary pads for women. For all the obvious reasons, these pads can be used for any type of serious or big skin wound and will help keep it disinfected and blood-free until you can find medical professionals to help you. Just wrap a pad around the affected area and tape it down. Number 4. Do not pick up a person that has fainted. When someone faints, they undoubtedly cause great panic around themselves. The one thing you should never do is try to shock them by slapping them or pouring water on them. You should also never lift them up. The best way to go is to lift their feet above heart level and keep them there until they gain consciousness. The elevated feet intensify the blood flow to the brain and therefore bring back the oxygen, the lack of which causes them to faint. Make sure to loosen their belt if they have one on. After they have gained full consciousness, you can help them get up and don't let them drink any caffeinated drinks or coffee. Number 3. Always have a signaling mirror and whistle when hiking. One of the best ways to get someone's attention when they're far away is light and sound. With a mirror and whistle, you can reflect the sun's light and make a high-pitched sound, which will more than likely help rescuers find you. Number 2. Rule of threes. This one is a common rule, but many might not know about it, so it bears repeating. The survival rule of threes is this. You can survive roughly 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. Of course, many of this depends on the harsh environment you're in at the time, but it helps prioritize your needs. Number 1. Do everything you can to stay warm and dry. Hypothermia is a sneaky killer. Many don't realize they have hypothermia before it's too late. Ways to prevent it include preparing before you go out for camping, or a hike and wearing proper clothes and water-resistant boots. However, if you didn't prepare for it, do everything you can to stay warm and dry. With that, we end today's video. If you enjoyed our content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join in a next time for more of such interesting content.